I'm Rob from Bob's Bits Fishing Vlog. So you want to start fly fishing? Through this series of short videos, I'm going to take you through the basics of what equipment you need, how to cast, how to fish, how to land that fish, how to tie flies. I'll give you some pointers when you're making some of those equipment purchases to help you understand some of the technical jargon too. You're probably wondering why I'm stood at a playing field. This is my local village cricket pitch, and if you're learning to fly cast, it's a great place to go. You need somewhere with plenty of space. The grass itself simulates to pick up with the line off the water. It helps you no end. You just need somewhere, plenty of space, plenty of room that you can practice without fear of hurting anybody. In today's video we're going to talk about rods. So I'm going to take you through some of the basic things you should know about rods, some of the key factors. Right, we'll get to it. I'll show you some rods. Here we've got 4 rods. You'll notice they've all got slightly different handles and they're all slightly different thicknesses. Now there are 2 main types of handle with the fly rod. There's the full wells handle, which is the second from the left, and there's the half wells, which is the slightly narrower, slimmer profile towards the top of the handle. It doesn't really make much difference, whatever you're comfortable with. Rods designed for smaller weight lines tend to have the half wells handle. The main factor you're going to come across when you're picking a fly rod is the line weight rating. You'll see this marked on the rod somewhere, usually above the handle. It's common for it to start with a hash or a pound sign, and then a number. This tells you the weight line you're supposed to use with this specific rod. Sometimes it's written with the abbreviation AFTM in front of it, which stands for Association of Fishing Tackle Manufacturers, but the number is the same whether it's a hash or AFTM. And all it means is you're supposed to use that particular line rating on that particular rod. So for example, a 7 weight rod will throw a 7 weight line. Next up is rod length. Now my missus will testify that it's not how big it is but what you do with it that counts. So it's the same really with fly fishing. The rod you want to buy is the one that's going to be defined by where you want to fish. So as a beginner you're probably going to look to start fishing on still waters. So you'd want something that's sort of 9'6" to 10 foot long, just to give you a pretty reasonable cast from the bank. And if you ever get into it, you'll be able to use it from a boat as well. I'd recommend that you start with a stillwater rod and learn the mechanics of casting properly before moving on to more specialist equipment. So my absolute pick for a beginner, something like this rod here. It's a 9'6", 6 or 7 weight rod. Aim to spend between £50 to £100. Don't spend any more. You need to get the mechanics of casting right really before you spend mega bucks and decide whether it's the hobby for you. So our takeaways: you want a 9'6" or 10 foot rod. You want to make sure that it's a 6 or 7 weight rod really, just to give you that feel for the casting. You also don't want to spend too much, but don't buy specialist rods before you get used to the casting mechanics of actually casting a fly line. And finally, have fun with it. It's a great hobby once you get started.